back, everybody. We back now with another video.
I'm over here going to town. All right. Welcome back. Welcome to the Good Neighbor Show. I'm your host, Lamont.
And I'm your other co-host, Dre.
And we are back in the building.
Welcome, good neighbors.
It's been a minute.
Yes.
Be prepared.
Because we are back.
Absolutely.
Please believe it.
So, we are going to talk to everyone about
Final stages.
Final stages.
Final stages.
And as we said before, the final stage, not only in life, is a place you may want to be, but not where you want to be right now.
And also a final stage of crossing over to making those decisions to be where you want to be, and then that past life, and making that final stage be your last stage of that past life. You dig it?
I can dig that. So, what we're going to talk about is, as we used to call it, well, some people would know it as the 8-8 stage.
Okay, talk to me.
The 8-8 stage is in Mario. The final stage in Nintendo Mario is the 8-8 stage.
Okay.
Now, it all depends on how you want to see it in life. It may be the ending of what you're trying to build for yourself, your final goal, your stature of stacking money, family, things of that nature. That may be your 8-8 stage, but you still want to progress beyond that. Because even in video games, such as Mario, there's always secret levels that you have not attained.
Always.
That you didn't go. You might have beat the game.
It's almost like your brain. It's almost... You got levels that you ain't tap into.
You ain't even tap into yet. So that 8-8 stage, you might think you won a game, but guess what? There's that special level. There's what we call a star stage. It's a star stage. That star stage is things that will open up other attributes within yourself.
What Marios we talk about? 1, 2, or 3?
Okay, we're gonna talk about the 8-8 stage in Nintendo Mario is the finishing. Super Nintendo.
Oh, that's 3, yeah.
Okay. No. That's still Super Mario 3 is still Nintendo.
Okay.
The Super Nintendo version has the star stage. The star stage of opening up extra levels into the game that will still help you finish the game, but they're extra attributes that you didn't unlock.
My cousin had a Super Nintendo. I used to go over there all the time and play the wrestling joints on there.
I had the Super Nintendo. My cousin Tone had the Sega. And I used to want to trade him my Super Nintendo for his Sega. He wasn't doing that at all.
I don't know. I thought the Super Nintendo was pretty dope though.
I enjoyed every bit of the...
The Sega has some shit. I had the Sega. Sega has some games.
Sega has some shit.
But I think Super Nintendo had the graphics. The crazy graphics with the...
And that was the game. I'm going to see if I can push the... They had put a commercial out for like the Super Nintendo versus the Sega. And back then, that was a big thing. But the levels that we're talking about, we're going to talk about the star level of the Super Nintendo Super Mario. Because there was other stages that you can unlock that you didn't get a chance to see that was going to help you get closer to the ending, but it would unlock a whole new world. And I like this. That just made me go into it. Yeah. Once you unlock the star level of the Super Nintendo, Super Mario, it unlocks a whole new world. So when you think you are done in your everyday life, there is more for you to achieve that gives you a broader and a brand new horizon of how we are moving.
I like the sound of that, and that's also where I was getting at too with final stages. Is a lot of us we know what we want to do in order, and we know what we need to do in order to attain these goals of ours that we think is literally far, and they actually are closer than we think, to be perfectly honest. And we mention a lot of times discipline, and we mention goal obtaining and everything like that, but when it really come down to it though, it's really coming down to that final stage of I'm tired.
So your final stage is in the essence of thinking that. What do you think of when you mention final stage?
When I think of final stage, sometimes I'm more age based when it comes to certain things.
So it's like a
So
cutoff
my
kind of
final
thing.
stages is like yeah,
I'm
or
more of a I'm tired
either
of dealing
a
with that.
cutoff or a game. More
Okay.
so, it's more so a game than a cutoff. The cutoff is usually through the middle of the year, in between. That is trying to get me to attain that goal that I not necessarily set at the beginning of the year.
So your
but
final
just in
stage
between.
is your mental
Is
aspect of cutting off a goal.
Yep.
So it's not what we're saying. Final stage isn't the end to who you are as a person.
Nope.
But it's more of a goal that you want to achieve. So we want to put that out there to you guys.
And going to the next goal.
And going into the next level.
Yep.
Even if it's not like the first game, the second game, the third game. So when we say final, it's not the ending of to who you are, but it is your next level of progression.
Oh yeah, 100%. 100%.
I just thought about it. I want to put that out there. I just thought about it. You know what I'm saying?
Even when we say final stage, it can be levels of like level 1. There could be like a level 1 subset 3 of subset 6, 10. So it's really wherever you're at in your life of level. You know what I mean? Like the final stage is
of your bullshit that you're willing to basically give up
in your level. You know what I'm saying? And that's what we mean. That's what I mean also when it comes to final stage. You know what I'm saying? Because like you just said, we're never. It's always to the next. There's always
another level.
Exactly.
There's always another level that we want to progress to. That the final is the final of what we're done dealing with.
Yep.
So what we are done dealing with. The final stage of that and moving on to the next.
Oh, yeah.
So that's what we're going through. So now, especially with us mentally, we are dealing with the aspect of stop dealing with the propaganda that is being fed to us. The final stage of you are being done with what you are being fed in the media, what you're being fed in a natural aspect of what you're supposed to learn, and broadening your horizon of breaking through that glass ceiling and that firmament of going above and beyond. So when we say the final step, that's what we're trying to break through.
Oh yeah.
That's our final step. That's your final step. Your final step is stop dealing with people telling you can't progress. Your final step is dealing with what you can't even move through. Your final step is dealing with what you're moving and progressing through because you are tired of dealing with someone telling you that you are below average. Your final step.
Yep.
When will you stop letting people tell you what your final step is going to be and you breaking through that glass ceiling and showing that you are going to be the best that you can be? You are going to be the best for other people. You are going to be the best to move through and show people that you are not only the foundation of greatness, but you will be the one to lead others to greatness.
Jesus Christ, I don't even know if I can lead off of that one, but I'm gonna I'm gonna do it though. And real talk though, what this man just said was damn, Jesus Christ, that was spectacular. But literally, you gotta be in order to go to these next steps, you have to be well-minded and well-versed.
And it's gonna take time.
And you gotta understand.
You're gonna go through some stuff.
Yep, and you gotta understand when to cut the bull crap out. When you once realize what you are being fed, media-based, web-based, sometimes family-based, friend-based.
Yes.
Once you realize what you've been fed, and it was designed to literally keep you where you are. Stagnant. Some people think that the tip of the pyramid is the tip of the iceberg. It's not. When you flip it over, it's a whole different sort of foundation below that. That's the part that keeps that tip, staying up to the top. Is that below?
What is below it? What is under it? What makes that?
So you got to work those things out and keep those things afloat and maintain them. Because the media would just show you the outer layer, and
there's an esoteric.
That's just the entertainment part.
There's a thing called esoteric and exoteric. Esoteric is what they show you. Exoteric is the inner. They're going to give you the esoteric of what you are wanting to see. The exoteric is what is on the inside that they don't show you, and the exoteric is what you have to learn and find out for yourself.
Okay.
So I give you the basics. I show you the presentation. I gave you this meal. I made the meal. Yada yada yada. The exoteric will be how the meal was created, step by step. Exoteric is more of the inside. Exoskeleton.
Okay.
You know what I'm saying? So you have exoskeleton, which would be inside. The SO is what's on the outside. You have people that give you the information on the outside. They don't tell you what's on the inside, because the inside is what creates what's going on the outside for them. So I give you what's on the outside.
Unleashing them skeletons.
You know what I'm saying? The exo is on the inside, the truth, the meaning of why we are creating what we're creating. But they don't give you what's on the inside, because those that are on the inside are holding that within and only giving you the BS on the outside. So that's why you have esoteric and exoteric. Two different situations. So what we're trying to give you is both, because we want to give you the full body. We want to give you the full acknowledgement of what's going on from our point of view.
Oh yeah.
From what we think, from our setting, our mental.
Yep.
Knowledge, and I can't wait till my man graduates. It's gonna be a part. We're gonna make a movie out of it.
Thank you. Appreciate it.
It's real close, and we're gonna do it.
Thank you.
So if you need to holler, we're gonna cross the border. You can't get across the border, get your passport. Not my fault.
Yeah, it's been some hard work going on.
We're gonna make, but once he gets that's my brother right there. So I am going to celebrate him as much as possible in his achievements and his accomplishments.
Thank you.
Absolutely,
I appreciate that.
because he deserves it. So with the knowledge that he is learning, and him learning and being on the inside of more to what we don't know, the information that he has, he will pass down not only to me, but pass on to everybody else, because now he knows what we need to do to better ourselves.
Oh,
that's what we do.
And this is just the beginning for me. And this is where the final stage of like what we talking about of part of my life coming at. I'm coming to the final end of that. And
that's your final stage. If you choose it, if you choose it to be in that goal. See, that's what we're talking about right there.
Right? This particular goal. And the thing of it is, once this goal is over, there's another standard of responsibility to come with that, right? And I have to be prepared to be done with some of the things that are in this stage of my life in order to go to the next stage. So for this particular goal, we are definitely in the final stage to go to that next goal. And I know for a fact what is within this goal, most of the things I've done, I can't take to the next stage.
Correct.
You know what I mean?
So
it's almost like the game. It's almost like the game. It will give you a couple things, and it actually will give you like certain things for like maybe like 3 minutes of that level, and then it would go away. So it's like a temporary gain.
And it also kind of tells
stage.
Yes, and it also tells you that this might be the final level of this game, but some games give you a certain hint that there's going to be a next one. So the next one is what we're doing right now, is getting you prepared for our next level and our next steps, or the next time that you see us, or the next time that you see what we're creating. You can be like, I watched those guys that had the white background with 2 mics trying to make it.
Yeah, man. It's been a long
different backgrounds of them progressing.
You know, even this.
So the next
those
stage.
were some final, yes. You know, those were some final stages.
The final stage is saying we're done with this bullshit. Let's move on to the next.
Yeah.
And it was a trial.
Let's try and figure this out.
Let's figure it out. So our final
productive.
stage was our trial and error of what we were trying to create for the best of not only for you guys, but being good neighbors, and we love our neighbors.
Oh yeah, 100%, man. I love it, man. I love it. You know, and so speaking on final stages, right? Like, so what is your final stage? Because you asked me about mine. What would be your final stage?
My final stage is when, what, personally, all together?
Or no, because it's never over. But
it's never over.
But like, so mine's is more so like goals or something like that. So what would be your like? What's like your final stages? Like when do you realize that it's a final stage?
My final stage is realizing that when people start attacking me, that means I made it.
Okay.
When the things that I say and that I'm trying to converse to other people, and I realize that they're trying to silence me, that's when I know that's my final stage. That what I'm saying is actually making sense to people, and other people don't want to hear my sense.
Okay.
That's my final stage.
Okay, I could definitely dig you on that one. Word.
Come and get me.
For real. You know, and so what is your final stage? You know, what is something that you know you have to be done and over with to get to that next stage or that next game? Or to even unlock that next level
within yourself
that's just like that game.
And
you know what I mean?
In the same sense of saying when we say your final, it's just not you ending whatever you're doing in your life, but it's more of ending that step and that process that you're going to move to the next level.
Correct.
So
Correct.
that 100%. End game is not the Thanos snap. It's more of the Thanos snap towards the BS that you were doing, trying to progress and trying to move to the next level.
Yep. Pretty much snap away all that negativity, unprosperous thoughts, negative mindsets, bad habits, bad eating. That's definitely one of the things that I'm been getting in my final stages of is bad eating. That's for some reason
we just spent we just spent some bread on a whole bunch of veggies and everything, and then I fell short because I made a lot of Spanish food last Saturday.
But it's starting to get easier and easier.
So I dropped the ball, but I don't know. I like seasoning.
Yeah, but it started getting easier and easier to start, changing a couple habits when food don't taste the same no more.
You're right.
Start costing a little bit more than what it usually would, and not tasting the same on top of that.
Yeah, that's 50-50. Yeah.
So that's what makes it even worse because
thinking,
you spend some money with expectancy of quality, and quality is no longer there. So these final stages sometimes consist of leaving some of that stuff behind, or start to leave it behind and go on to the new, trying new vegetables, trying newer habits is not bad. I was just talking to a friend earlier today. We were talking about going to a gym, and why a lot of us fall off. We let one day or us being late deter, but you just have to just figure out something from that in between. Still set a goal and still look at the goal.
You have to
in front of you. You know what I mean?
You have to find a way to make a way out of it.
Yep.
Trust me, I'm a prime example of trying to fit something into the schedule when you don't have a schedule. Even if it's something as simple as counting steps and basically, you think you're working out, but then with counting steps, it comes to eating right and fasting and getting yourself together. Even if you got a goal, the summertime coming, you want to get fly for the summer. You want to make sure you're down like 2-3 dresses, 2-3 pant sizes. Trying to figure it out. I don't know. You gotta put a bag on. I don't know. When I was in when I was in Little League, put a garbage bag. That's water weight, but it's water weight. But at the same time, you still want to use a couple inches, and you got to figure out the time that you want to do it. So you should have to try, even if you can't get to a gym. When you wake up in the morning, bust them out, push ups, sit ups, bounce, push them out, dips, all that. So
and that's where I was talking about. Gotta try.
You gotta try. You gotta make it the best of who you are that you can to get to where you want to get. Because when you look in the mirror, I'll put it like this. When you look in the mirror naked and you don't like what you see, fucking fix it.
True. You
know what you look like in the mirror naked. I'm not saying anybody else.
And small progress is...
If you're comfortable with what you look like in the mirror naked, that's on you.
Yeah, some people make that an excuse also.
And that's your excuse.
You're comfortable in your...
I'm this, I'm bad.
Just because you're comfortable in your skin don't mean that you're comfortable.
It don't. So
you know what I mean? And I don't know if people know what that mean or not, but what that mean is just because you comfortable with what you think you look like don't mean you're comfortable.
No, because guess what?
That feels.
Because guess what?
Because
you know damn well what you look like.
You feel exhausted, bloated, tired. You feel crampish. You feel you feel a whole bunch of stuff that you don't want to feel.
You overlapping.
So when you sit in that
mirror, you overlapping when you put your belt on and you're overlapping. Yeah. And you know it wasn't like that before, but you know. So just be real with yourself and try and do what you can.
Oh yeah. I mean,
once you start to get that rubbish, you know the rubbish I'm talking about. I ain't even gonna front. You know the rubbish.
I don't know what you're talking about. But
you know the rubbish. Your stomach touching your belt.
Okay.
You feel the rubbish.
Oh, okay.
You start to get a mark under your stomach.
Men do that too.
Of course we do.
Yeah.
Of course we do.
And the men with the chest pecs and the lines.
You know what it's like when you start to when your chest start to go out and it's not as perky as it was before. You know what it is.
Oh yeah.
Oh, I used to do a couple of push-ups. Oh, now all of a sudden it's starting to spread out. Oh, got to tighten it up.
Yep.
Okay. That's all I'm gonna say about that. Because we all work in progress and we all want to progress together as good neighbors.
And little by little,
small steps.
You know what I mean? But in order for progress and for those small steps to work, there has to be
a realization of knowing that I need to do it.
And there's a final stage with ending something that you got to do to keep that progression going. You know what I'm saying? That's all I'm saying.
That's all I'm saying. We can't tell you guys
something.
We can't tell you guys nothing that we are not trying to implement ourselves and knowing that we have to figure out.
Oh yeah, because especially like I said, I'm about to be over with this degree, and there's things that I want to utilize. And
you got a lot of business coming your way too, because I told him that's what you was about to graduate from.
Yeah.
So be prepared. Yeah. You got business coming your way.
I definitely got a lot of business coming my way because that's what I'm going to school for. Is definitely business. Oddly enough, it took me that long to figure that out, but that's why I'm here though. I'm definitely here to show that I had to end some stages to get to this stage, and now to make it to the next stage, I got to end some other stages, some final stages,
So with that being said, your final stage is a stage being created not only for the next game or the next part of your life, but for you to still go back and find other special levels and special stages that you may have missed.
And unlock. And that's the beauty of it though. You can go from one stage to the next, and then to the next, and then once you start getting progress, you can revert to those other stages because you done gained some motion. Mm-hmm. You done gained some clarity. Mm-hmm. You done figured some stuff out and was like my man just said, and go right back to those same levels and be like,
with those same attributes that
and
you
then
have gained.
Get those extra points. You know what I mean?
Doo-doo.
That you ain't realize was there.
Boom. There you go.
Tap in.
Tap in. We in the building. We love you all. Vermont.
Drizzy. Dre.
We'll see you next time.
Peace.